Crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. I'm back with another design team project for Scrapdiva Designs. This is a tutorial too, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be using the coin purse die that is available this month at the shop. Feel free to use my coupon code JEN10 for 10% off your purchase. Here is the website, all of her info. Make sure to use that hashtag Scrapdiva Designs for some amazing inspiration. So I've done this coin purse a couple different ways. The one that I'm going to be showing you today is using the box making strips to make kind of a wider, more purse-like or more box-like shape with this, and I just love how it turned out. It's so cute. I added a little tag this time around. The floral cluster is just popping. I used the spring word die for this one as well. This is one of the edge flowers from Scrapdiva, and then this is an older butterfly that was released last year. Just love how this turned out. I'm loving this Paige Taylor Evans Blooming Wild collection. Super fun. And a quick look at the first one that I did. I showed this in my release video for the February designs. Super fun. I did some hand stitching on this, added that double loop bow. Great shaker. So if you want to see how I created them, stay tuned. All right, so let's go over a few of the dies that we're going to use. So of course I'm going to start with the coin purse die. So you get several layers to this. So I've cut this out of the hot pink cardstock 4 times. And then this is going to be your interior piece that you're going to see through your shaker. So I've cut that 3 times, and I've cut it in this right here twice, and then your acetate piece for your shaker. This one is the top of the coin purse. I've cut this in the holographic cardstock. Of course, you have your shaker layer here. I did this in the hot pink glitter cardstock twice, and then I also cut it out of foam. I did cut the top knobs off this. I used some of that 5mm foam from Hobby Lobby, and you know, I didn't really like the way that it cut, if we're being honest. I used some sheet adhesive on top just to keep its shape. And I think that's what stopped it from cutting kind of smoothly. And then you also have your stitch layer back here. I've cut this 4 times as well. And I did it in this for my interior paper. And then this is what I'm going to use on the outside. You also get money, cash, and a few of these little coins along with the die itself. To do the original purse that I created for my February release video, I used this die, which is the Trick or Treat Memory Decks bag. So I just used these sides here to create this right here. Now, I'm going to do it a little differently this time. For this one, I'm going to be using the new box making strips. And I did mine, I did 2 of the smallest, thinner ones. So this measures 5 by 2. So I ended up cutting 2 of these. You could use your longer strip, but I didn't want to cut any more paper, and that's what I was using, what I had left over. So I ended up using these smaller strip dies. So either or, use the long one or use 2 small. Doesn't really matter. To cover the strips, you're going to want some pattern paper for your sides. And I cut these at 1 7/8 for the exterior, and then I did 1 3/4 for the interior. For the loop that I'm making, I ended up doing the 3D purse die bag handle, and I'm probably going to end up cutting that down. I did 3 layers to it. I just want to see how the paper bends when I get in there to see exactly how long I should leave these. So let's get started with this tutorial. Okay, so I've already put together my front and back panels. It is important to note that when you cut your interior panels you are going to want to flip the paper. It is not perfectly symmetrical, so make sure to flip that paper before you cut the interior. As you can see, the stitch lines are not as defined on this. I have my 2 box pieces here. Once again, you can use the full strip if you want. I'm using the paper that I had on hand. I'm going to grab my ruler, and I'm going to line the edge up after I do these 2 pieces right here. And then I'm just going to grab that edge and start folding these papers or these tabs. And flip it around and do the exact same thing. So grab your first and your last, catch it on the edge, and start bringing those tabs over. And I'll finally do this one right here. And I'm going to take the time right now to glue this one down. Once you have that edge pressed, I'm going to go through and start to curve my paper. You can use your bone folder for this. You can use the flat edge of your work surface, like the edge of your desk. It's totally up to you, but you want that paper to be a little malleable. I want my interior piece facing towards me, and I'm going to start gluing all of these tabs around. I'm starting right at that curvature of the purse. I'm going to use a little barely art for this. Make sure that first tab is nice and dry before you start moving along to your other tabs. And I'm going to do a couple tabs at a time for this. So I'm just going to put a little glue on these first 4. Use your work surface to make sure that that's nice and stuck before moving along to the next. I've added glue to the rest of my tabs, and then I'm just going to press down. For this second tab, I'm going to cut off the last 3. So cut this off, and then I'm going to create a tab by just gently off the corners. Some glue right on the end here. Once this is dry, you can start adding some more glue to your tabs. I'm also going to take the time to add a little glue right here to the tab that I created at the base. So once again, just flip it over and following the curve. So at this point, you should have this right here, and I'm going to flip my other piece, and I'm just going to tuck it inside, and once again, just start gluing. If you're having a little problem where it kind of overlaps here at the bottom, don't be afraid to cut that tab off at the side, and that'll give you a little easier time getting in that corner there. You will cover it up anyway. To line the interior of my basket, I am just going to grab the paper that I want for the interior, and I have used my bone folder to kind of curl that. And I'm going to add just a little glue to the top. and start it where I want to on the side. I'm not going to go through the time of measuring it. All right, now that we have the interior done, we can flip this around, and once again, I'm going to curve that paper. I'll just do a rough measure to see if I need to cut any off. These were just scraps I had from the Blooming Wild collection. And then add some glue. So I have my exterior on. Now I'm just adding a little glue to one of my exteriors, and this is going to be the back of my box. I am not making the back of the box into a shaker. It is going to have all the detail to it, just not the shaker portion. And now I am just going to add this on top. So I'm going to add some glue to this floral pattern right here, because this is going to be the back of my shaker. Add to my exterior panel. While I'm letting things kind of dry, I'm gonna pop this on top as well. I do have one layer of adhesive already on here, so I am going to add some, I'm going to use some Barely Art for this. So once I have my foam piece on, I'm just going to kind of let this set aside and cure for a moment. And I'm going to bring in some shaker. I'm going to start my shaker with these sprinklets embellishments, and these are from Buttons Galore and More. They're really cute floral clay pieces, and I thought they would just match this paper perfectly. The colors are just so fun and vibrant. So I'm going to lay quite a few of these down. I'm also going to use these crystals embellishments. This came with the January subby box of Buttons Galore. It was their Valentine's Day box, and I think the pinks and the whites go perfectly with this, and they're so pretty and sparkly in a shaker mix. This is the free gift from the Celebrate box, and this actually hasn't been released yet, but it's the only purple sequin mix that I have. So I'm going to add a little of that. I also found this is the tail end of a Valentine's Day mix that I had, and I just kind of wanted to get rid of it, so I'm going to throw that in here too. Now I just have to line up my acetate layer. Now we can add our final layer. Set this aside with something heavy on it. Add a glue to the pattern paper layer for the top, and then I'm just going to flip it over and add my second layer here. All right, so here's my strap. It's going to be about yay big when I flip it over, so I'm just going to see, and yeah, I really want to shorten this down quite a bit. So I'm going to take about 4.5 inches off of this. So I have my punch, and I'm going to hole punch through. I'm going to use a silver eyelet to go through the hole punch and add in this eyelet. Now that I've attached the strap, and I did add this cute little flower. This is from the Paige Evans Bloom Street collection. I'm going to work on my front. So I picked this out, and I think I'm going to start this as my base right here. And I did pull, I think I'm going to use a butterfly as kind of my cluster base. I pulled a couple out. This is the fringe butterfly that was just released this month. And then these were last year's butterfly release. There's this one right here, and then there's this one. Perfect. So cute. So cute. This is it. I love it. Absolutely adorable. We've got this little tag. Flip it around. Got this over here. I might even add another charm or two up here. I'm not really sure. But so cute. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. If you want to pick this die up, it is in stock at Scrapdiva. Feel free to use my coupon code JEN10 for 10% off your purchase at the shop. I really appreciate all of the love and support you guys show. I do get a small kickback from that, and it helps me continue doing the things that I love to do. I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye.